in the WANI studios in Auburn. I'm Rich Perkins. Andy Burcham, Scott Bagwell on the scene at the Event Center downtown in Opelika. Andy Burcham, how are things out there?
This is an interesting race tonight, Rich, because all of the county races were already decided. As a matter of fact, all of the Lee County Commission races were ran unopposed. Johnny Lawrence, Robert Ham, John Andrew Harris, those are the three that were up for re-election. They all ran unopposed. Lee County Sheriff Jay Jones ran unopposed. Lee County Revenue Commissioner Olene Price ran unopposed. Coroner Bill Harris all ran unopposed. So from a county perspective, tonight's election just doesn't hold a lot of intrigue. Now, from a statewide perspective, there's a little bit more intrigue. We understand that Fox News has already declared Robert Bentley the winner for his second term in office as Alabama's governor. Interesting race, though, for Attorney General between the incumbent Luther Strange and the challenger Joe Hubbard. Of course, several statewide legislative races up for grabs tonight, including state senator for District 13, the incumbent Republican Gerald Dial against Democrat Darrell Turner and independent Bill Fuller. District 27 for state senator, the Republican incumbent Tom Whatley against Democrat Haley Moss. For state senator, District 28, Billy Beasley, the Democrat against John Savage, the Republican. And then, of course, several races for the State House of Representatives, including Alabama Speaker of the House Mike Hubbard in District 79, the Republican incumbent looking for his fifth term in office, facing opposition from Democrat Dr. Shirley Scott Harris. In District 80, the Republican incumbent Leslie Vance against Democrat Tillman Pugh. In District 82, Pebblin Warren ran unopposed, so she will have another term in office. For state representative in District 83, George Bandy, the Democrat incumbent facing opposition from Republican Gary Head. And, of course, Isaac Horton won the District 38 nod earlier this year. As a matter of fact, when he won the primary, there was no opposition on the Democratic side in the general election. Lee County Sheriff Jay Jones, our guest on News Talk WANI. Sheriff, good evening. I know that this is a day where a lot of your deputies are out making sure that everything's going, in addition to their regular duties, but also making sure that everything is going well at the polling places as well.
That's right. We want to make sure that everything is smooth and orderly, of course. And from the polls I visited today, that appered to be the case.
How many polls did you personally get out and just kind of observe?
I visited 10 different locations down one in Smith Station, and all the ones in most of the ones in Opelika and Auburn.
Okay.
And,
what time of the day were you there, and what kind of traffic were you seeing? What kind of activity were you seeing at that point?
I'd say steady would be a good way to put it, and that was the word used by most of the poll workers that I spoke with at each one of the polls. The Clarion poll, which is the largest poll in the county, largest registered voter number, was doing a steady business.
Okay.
And I was there, I guess, around 5 o'clock, I think, somewhere around 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Okay. You have the luxury, and you earned it, to run unopposed. What is this night like, though, for those that have opposition or those that are challenging, as a matter of fact, challenging the incumbent on a night like tonight?
Stressful would probably be an understatement. Pins and needles might fit in there somewhere. It can be very, very trying, of course.
Yeah.
And you have to admire anyone that would be willing to place their name on a ballot and offer themselves to serve the public. I certainly, regardless of who and regardless of party, they have my respect and admiration for being willing to put their name out there and offer to serve.
We have some reporters, Rich, as a matter of fact, out in the field getting us some numbers, especially in the Mike Hubbard, Shirley Scott Harris race for the state representative in District 79. The absentee ballots for that race are in right now. Mike Hubbard with 126 votes to Shirley Scott Harris's 59. From the Covington Rec Center, we have 17 votes for Mike Hubbard, 8 for Dr. Scott Harris. At the Boykin Community Center, this is an interesting number because potentially this could have been a big precinct for Dr. Scott Harris. She did end up winning at the Boykin Community Center, 26 votes to 19 for Mike Hubbard. But that was one of the indicators that folks were looking at, just because there was a potential for Dr. Scott Harris to win big, perhaps, in that race, but won by just 7 votes at the Boykin Community Center. starting to get results in from some of the larger boxes in Auburn with regard to the race for District 79 for the House of Representatives. Of course, we have reporters out at all of these polling places, and as the tapes are being displayed, they are relaying these into these numbers to us at this point. Two major boxes have come in since we last spoke. Actually, I guess three since we last spoke. Frank Brown Recreation Center in Auburn, 894 votes for Mike Hubbard, 780 for Dr. Shirley Scott Harris. The Dean Road Recreation Center has just come in as well. Pretty close there. 524 votes for Mike Hubbard, 490 for Dr. Shirley Scott Harris. And the Clarion Inn and Suites, which is the largest box in Lee County, is also reporting as well. 1,914 for Mike Hubbard, 890 for Dr. Shirley Scott Harris. Now, we're still waiting word from the East Alabama Medical Center Health Resource Center, the Auburn National Guard Armory, and right now with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes plus the absentee ballots in, Mike Hubbard with 3,515 votes, Dr. Shirley Scott Harris with 2,266 votes. Now, we're waiting to see if there is another tape that will be posted at the Dean Road Recreation Center right now. But those numbers that we have, all of the other precincts for District 79 for the State House of Representatives between the incumbent and the Alabama Speaker of the House, Mike Hubbard, and his challenger, Dr. Shirley Scott Harris, are in. At this point, and I'm going to double check these numbers as we go. With all boxes reporting except the Auburn National Guard Armory, we've had reporters at all of the precincts, including the Covington Rec Center, East Alabama Medical Center or Health Resource Center, the Boykin Community Center, the Auburn National Guard Armory, the Frank Brown Recreation Center, the Dean Road Recreation Center, the Clarion Inn and Suites in Auburn and Beauregard High School, plus the absentee ballots. Mike Hubbard with 4,332 votes to Dr. Shirley Scott Harris's 2,176. That is very unofficial at this point, and we're still waiting on the Auburn National Guard Armory.
For election night coverage in the WANI studios, I'm Rich Perkins. Andy Burcham at the Event Center downtown, and we have in the WANI studio with us Representative Mike Hubbard.
Mike, congratulations. Looks as though that you have retained your seat for a fifth term in office for the State House of Representatives.
Well, thank you very much, Andy. I appreciate it. You know, I just really want to thank the people of Lee County and the state of Alabama for that point, for the outpouring of support that Susan and I have received over the recent days. It's been obvious that there have been some outside forces outside the county and even outside the state that have tried to control who our state representative is going to be. And so it really means a lot to be able to come away with a victory. But to be honest with you, I never doubted for a second that the people of Auburn and Lee County would see through these attacks. It's been an honor to represent this area since 1998 and to be the Speaker of the House for the last 4 years. And I consider it a privilege to be able to go to Montgomery and represent this area. And I look forward to the next 4 years and can tell you that we are looking forward to doing some bold things for the state of Alabama. And, of course, my number one priority has always been and will continue to be doing what's in the best interest of the people here in District 79.
These are the folks that have been declared winners tonight across the state. Matter of fact, even before the polls officially closed, Governor Bentley had been declared a winner for a second term in office. We understand now that Kay Ivey has also been declared a winner for Lieutenant Governor. Mike Rogers in 3rd District, the 3rd District Congressman, wins another 2-year term in office. One of those that was not on the ballot this year, but certainly very busy on this election day. Lee County Probate Judge, Chairman of the Lee County Commission, Bill English. Talk about this day for you as someone that oversees the election in Lee County.
Andy, typical to kind of quiet. Turnouts less. I was predicting 35%. I don't think we're going to hit that countywide. A few boxes, especially smaller boxes, will probably get 40-something. I've been to some that were less than 20 late in the day.
W254AY, Auburn. News Talk WANI, Opelika, Auburn, 98.7 FM and 1400 AM, a broadcast service of Auburn Network Incorporated.